guys, welcome back. So today we are discussing a topic that has captured the attention of almost all world countries today and over this week and the last week, that is the Israel-Palestine conflict. Now this is very important for us to look back into the history and also to understand the background as well as the current position of this particular conflict, which we also have a lot of concern. India has recently expressed its stance regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. So let's look back into their history and understand its background. Now, Israel is a country that has been formed in the 1948. Now, Israel is a Jewish majority country and Palestine is an Arab-dominated country. Now, after the Arab-Israeli wars, Israel won and it went on to form its own territory, which is its own country, that is Israel. Now, Israel is surrounded by two small pieces of area. One is called Gaza Strip and one is the West Bank on to the east and the west sides of Israel. Now, these are the two small territories that now Palestinians have. Now, Palestinians, being a minority in that region, have faced the challenge of its own existence, and Israel is doing as much as efforts that they can to capture the rest of the West Bank as well as the Gaza Strip and to make it under their control. Now, the conflicting point for both the Arabs, the Jews as well as the Christians in this area is Jerusalem, which has been captured by Israel in the Six-Day War of the 1960s, and Jerusalem is now under the control of Israel. But the Palestinians are concerned regarding this region because Palestinians want the East Jerusalem to be their capital, their future capital, and so there is a mix of settlements of Palestinians in Jerusalem. Now, let's look at the current issue that has arisen in Israel-Palestine. Now, this is associated with al-Aqsa mosque in Jerusalem. Now, this al-Aqsa mosque in Jerusalem is one of the places where both the Jews as well as the Muslims come and pray. So if you look at the background or the history of the religions of Jewish, Muslims as well as Christians, we have some commonalities between them. So that is why we have an association in al-Aqsa mosque, which is common to many of the religions. Now, when the Palestinians were having their settlements in the Jerusalem region as well as the al-Aqsa mosque, where they were praying as part of their Ramzan and things like that, the Israeli forces wanted to take a quick evacuation and to eliminate all the Palestinian settlements as well as eliminate them from the al-Aqsa mosque, so that they wanted to so that they can conduct their freedom marches to the region. So the Israeli forces, military forces, led a very violent eliminating process of the habitations of all the Palestinians from Jerusalem as well as from the al-Aqsa mosque, which created a very, very violent situation. Now, if you look at the Gaza Strip, that has been controlled by a military group called Hamas, which has its own independently, autonomously taken control over the Gaza Strip and has been controlling it for a while. Now, the Hamas group, which also has Palestinians, wanted to give a sudden reply to Israel for their violent elimination process against the Palestinians. So what they did is that the Hamas group started a missile attack of around 1,000 missiles within a single day or 2 days, which shocked the attention of the world, and also Israel wanted to respond back as early as it's possible. So later on, what happens is what we can see over a week and 2 weeks, and now it continues to grow and build into a very, very similar situation to a war position, and most of the world countries have taken sides or have condemned the violence and have asked for resolutions, and UNSC is the Security Council is initiating an action for resolution and of peace in the Israel-Palestine conflict. So the issue has to be settled without much of a killing and violences that can be initiated against the Palestinians as well as Israelites. If you look at Israel's potential, it has immense potential to fight against the whatever forces that comes against them. But the Palestinians are a very are in a very troubled position, because they are a very minority community, and they have historically faced all of these challenges, and their existence itself is in doubt today. So as long as the war continues, we can see more of the Palestinians to die, around 200 people, and more than thousands of attacks and fatalities have been recorded until now. So this has to stop as early as it's possible, for and a two-state solution is what we are expecting. So India's stance recently, as we have expressed, is that we have expressed our concern for Palestine, because the Palestine is in a much more vulnerable position as compared to Israel if a war is broken out. So, and US has not given any sides taking this time, because even if it's unilaterally with Israel, it has not taken any side this time, because it doesn't want to interfere with the security issue of the West Asian region. So as early as the resolution is brought in, there can be peace in the West Asian region as well as the Israel-Palestine region. So we hope for a better solution in the region, which is a two-state solution and not a unilateral taking up of Israel over the Palestinian regions of West Bank as well as the Gaza Strip. So hope you all enjoyed listening to this piece of information, and do tell us what you want to know more, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you like the video. Thank you.